No, yeah, you can hit record. It's right there. This guy.
Oh. Yeah, we doing it. They said we couldn't do it. All them said we couldn't do it. No, but we're doing it. They said, Gursky, you've trial run about 9 different pods since the year 2012. What makes this one different? Well, first and foremost, we got an interface. I got new spectacles. I have a newfound zest for life. And my dick looks all right. You're not going to see it, but you don't understand how much that factors into the male psychology. If you got a bad dick, you might as well just fucking run for the hills because it ain't getting any better at any point. You can get a new hairdo. You can scrape the bunions off the bottom of your foot, but nothing's going to change your fucking mediocre, strange, gamey penis. That's what my great grandfather Augustus always used to say. All right, levels are looking good. Damn, dude, despite all else, this is the most official it's ever been. I've used the junkiest USB mics, like $20 from Walmart. There was a fucking toothless man like, this should suit you. This ought to suit you. What are you doing with it? You doing like cam girl stuff? And I'm like, nah, I'm actually doing a comedy podcast situation. He's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I know. I remember Sam Kinison. And I'm like, oh, yeah, from fucking 1984. I'm familiar. Oh, yeah. But no, we are. Now, might as well start up a Chatterbait account. I did make a Chatterbait like, I don't know, 6 years ago. I thought I was gonna do it. I forget my name. It was like uh, fucking Firm Daddy 16. Never went through with it though. There's always been in the back of my mind that fucking escape route of sex work, which is an odd move for someone who's subjected himself to minimum wage jobs for 14 years. We got Ben on the ones and twos. Ben, well, I don't have a mic for Ben, but he's present. If this turns into anything, I should say formally, you will meet Ben. He'll be a part of things. I'm not going to describe anything about Ben. He's a mysterious, elusive figure. Oh, I hope this sounds good. Now let's clear up a few FAQs. No, I will not let you choke me out in a Kmart parking lot. Two, I am from the Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. I wanted to just clear this up right away. There's a lot of misconceptions about where I am, where I live, where I am from. I am a man of no fixed address. That has, I had 14 different addresses through the course of 8 years or so, maybe even more. But I am from a mountaintop in the woods outside of Allentown, Pennsylvania, and Emmaus, Pennsylvania. I went to school and spent some years in Philly. Then I was on to Denver, Colorado. Then I was back to Philly. Then I was back to Denver, Colorado. Then I was on to Chicago. And now I'm here in sunny Los Angeles, although it's dark out currently. Someone once said to me when I told them about the amount of places in which I've lived, they're like, oh, so you're a traveler? And I'm like, more so mentally ill. I just up and leave an area after a while, haven't even yet gotten stability and foundation beneath me, and then I'm on to the next place. It doesn't make saving money easy, it doesn't make being of sound mind easy to obtain. I'm severely unwell, but I do have a pure heart, and I'm actually doing pretty all right, despite what I might joke about. Ben, do you want to chime in at all, or should I just continue being a fucking psycho, just talking to myself in the camera? I do it pretty well. I've done it many times. Let me sip a little 8 p.m. Joe. Who's gonna stop me? The cops? I'll fucking suck them off. They got no chance against me. It's been a while since I've been brutally beaten by an officer of the law. Oh, Oh shit, how did that sound? I can't moan too much. That pains me to not be able to moan. That's the freedom of every American. To just be able to moan at will, pick up the intercom at Marshall's and go, "Oh, Dad!" Clean up in housewares. Oh, it's been a while since I've been to Marshall's. I hate to say I need new fucking bar soap. I need some Notorious B.I.G. bar soap and frankly, I need some Spider-Man cologne. I need some Spider-Man Honda Civic fragrance. I need some Incredible Hulk Maserati body spray. You didn't even know they would collab, did you? Fucking the Incredible Hulk Maserati. You're like, just might as well just call yourself Armenian at that point. Oh, I decided the Armenian flag needs a redo. It's like it's way too fun colored for the Armenian people. They're not a fun bunch, if I may say. The Armenian flag should just be beige with like the Gucci logo, the BMW logo, the Mercedes Benz logo, a Louis Vuitton symbol, and then a lit cigarette in the middle. You could add a Bluetooth headset on there if you want, but that's getting too creative. Yeah, man. I didn't even know I was doing this tonight. The My people are making me do it, my management. Actually, I should openly admit I don't have any representation. I might have a slight bit of success if I put forth even an ounce of effort into having a manager or an agent or advocating for myself. It's never come easily. I am merely an artiste, a comedic artiste. And I don't try to masquerade as anything else. And I don't try to market myself. People ask me, like, they're like, Gurskyman, what was the strategy? How did you get this blow up? And I'm like, well, I've been fucking creating comedy for 16 years and honing my own unique comedic brand for very few people, making no money, working asinine jobs, fucking being treated like garbage by the dregs of society. And now we're here. So it had to happen eventually, but there was no strategy. If I thought ahead, it might have been moderately helpful. Sometimes you just got to keep on believing, though. What else do you have in this life? I thought about ending it so many times. I thought about it today, in fact. Nah, I'm joking. I did think about smoking weed, though, which is about as dark as I get these days. I'm like, should I fucking buy a gram of bud? Oh my god. Oh, thank God, though. Thank God. Been sober a long time. It's been many years since I've paid to have my feet spanked. And Circuit City closed down like a decade ago at this point, so where am I going to get my feet spanked? Radio Shack? They've been out of business too. And how can you maintain a business selling remote control cars and answering machines? The last time I went to a Radio Shack, Ben, was here when I lived in Los Angeles for a grand total of a month in 2016. And then I was financially terrified and I moved back to Denver. I wasn't ready for it. My fucking thighs were weak. But I went to a Radio Shack. I was looking for a router, like an internet router. It's a pretty common item that every household needs. And I go into the store. There's one employee. They have 7 items in total. There's an ominous atmosphere. The lighting is asylum-like. And I go to the girl. I'm like, how you doing? I'm looking for a router. And she was like, what is that? And I'm like, you should definitely know this. You work here. And oh, I thought I was asking a woman in Philly for Copenhagen. If you ask for a dip at a gas station in Philadelphia, they're not going to know what to do with you. Maybe at a Wawa. Let me wet my beak a moment, and we'll get back to... Oh, shit, that's in frame. Sorry. I don't even know if this will see the light of day. That's the fun of it, though. I can start using slurs. I would never. I'm a pretty open guy. I love people of all creeds except Mexicans. Just kidding. They're good people. I do work at a thrift store in Los Angeles though, so if you are a little bit racist to begin with, that's the environment that's going to exasperate your hate. Thankfully, though, I'm fucking just a man of peace. Some people try to call me out in videos from time to time. It's always a white loser. And they're like, there's some racial undertones here. And I'm like, fucking, go back to braiding hair. Go back to making trinkets for your Etsy shop, idiot. You've never interacted with anyone of any race aside from white. You're talking to a man of the people here. I've lived in places I should not have lived. Hoods. I lived in the hood of North Philly in halfway houses. Don't talk to me about shit. I've meshed everywhere I've gone. We'll get into the life story at some point when it calls for it. I'm not trying to be too candid here. How's this looking? I will disclose what we're using here. I'm using a video camera that I bought in 2008. That's the last time I invested in my content creating career. Was the year 2008. I was a young lad. YouTube was popping off for me. I was in their first crop of YouTube partners when they instated the partner program, when they integrated monetization. That wasn't a thing. YouTube was just a bunch of virgins like myself fucking putting themselves out there and no one knew what was going to go anywhere. Then they instated the partner program. I kind of had down what I was doing. I bought this camera for maybe like $600 then when HD cameras were new. This is going to age me. This is going to put some freaking additional hairs on my nipples. I have 2 currently. We're getting up to 5 by the end of the night. Contain yourselves. But yeah, and then my family was embarrassed. People would be like, "We watch your son Mike's videos. They're pretty funny." And they're like, "Yeah, we fucking can't stand him." And they discouraged it. And this is a real lesson I wanted to touch on here, and that is if you're young, you got to beat your parents and lock them in a garage and leave a car engine running. I'm joking, but you do have to make decisions based upon what you want in your gut and what you think is right. Because my mother has Alzheimer's. She has not known who I am for many years now. She doesn't know where she is. It's bizarre. It's sad. But this woman had early onset dementia when I was 17 years old. That's a young guy to have a mother with early onset dementia. I'm not looking for your pity, but I am trying to paint an appropriately sad picture. And she told me what I was going to do for college. She barely even knew me. I was hitting it off with my sketches and my videos. I knew what I wanted, and she was like, "You're going to college for physical therapy. You're going to be a physical therapist." And I was like, all right. And that's what I did. You know what I wanted to do? Audition for Tisch School of the Arts at NYU and go into film. I wanted to audition with some characters. I wanted to spread my cheeks open, do the Macarena. Ah. But I made decisions based on what I thought my parents wanted, and then I continued to do so. And you know where that kept me? Broke, sad, unhappy, continuing to drink alcohol excessively. I was in prison. Just checking time here. Don't mind me. I hope this looks okay. Oh, yeah, back to the thing about the camera. I think it looks pretty all right. There's a certain look here. Everything's a makeshift operation. That is how I like it. All right? You've been bamboozled. Sorry, no, you've been deluded into thinking everything has to be the highest quality audio and video because you've gotten accustomed to getting stuff that is of no substance. You have people with $1,200 mics, $8,000 cameras. What are they sharing with you? The same old tales? Heard it. It's not about the equipment. I'm making do. I use $4 face wash from Marshall's, and I only break out every single day. You shouldn't even see my pores. That's why we're using a poor quality camera. I don't want to scare anyone. Since I moved to LA, I look like Freddy Krueger's taint every day. I don't know what's going on with the environment here. I ate McDonald's a couple months ago. I don't touch McDonald's. I'm not trying to be pretentious about this. It's not like oh, I am far too healthy and holistic for gross fast food, but I am. And I ate McDonald's 2 days in a row because it's near my work, and I just started sprouting goiters on my ass. And I blamed McDonald's. I'm like, oh my God, I ate that shit for the first time in a while. Suddenly I have zits everywhere. There's a fucking hummingbird trying to suck pus from my face. It's grotesque. And then somebody was like, it could just be the climate in LA. Don't blame McDonald's, you ass. And I think it's both, but there's something wrong with the water in the air here. I used to suffer the same issue when I moved to Denver. I'm a man from the Northeast. It's humid. I went to Denver. I couldn't breathe. I lost weight from exerting myself, and my hair got straighter. It sucks. I miss my wavy hair on Lake Michigan when I felt full of life and I had no friends. But it was homey there, and it was completely flat and ill at ease with my spirit. Another lesson: you could long for anything that once was, just because you're a little afraid of now, or you have a slight layer of discomfort in your life now. But don't start looking back at an ex because she had a fat arse, at a previous place because you had maybe a slightly better job. I spent a lot of my time in beautiful places looking back at once was. When I was up in the Rockies, I did a lot of hiking in Colorado. I would think I missed Philly. Talk about delusional. I'm hiking the Rockies, taking that air in serene, and I'm like, I think I miss people blowing Newport smoke in my face and shooting heroin into their big toe. The fuck. So I'm trying to be content now. As much as the now is pretty frightening, and I'm working the most exhausting minimum wage shit job of my life, but I'm doing what I gotta do because I have integrity. I'm not taking brand deal after brand deal like some of these jablungas. You think I'm just gonna hawk an exfoliating foot peel for the sake of it? Some like anal laser hair removal kit? I'm not desperate for money, but there will be a Patreon immediately for this shit. Cause I'm worth it. Been giving people free gold my whole life. 2021, I did easily 100 million views on TikTok. You know how much they paid me? Fucking diddly. A big goose egg. They forcibly had sex with me. They didn't even just not give me anything. They sodomized me. I was like, this isn't a very good deal. I'm getting you guys a lot of views. I've started my own genres of content that are being copied. Oh, I'm not bitter about anything though. Instagram, you think they're paying me anything? No. In fact, I'm getting people in my DMs speaking to me any which way. I know you take me for a naive guy or something. You could speak condescendingly to me. You can threaten my family. Enough with the death threats to my cat's Instagram, too. Sneezers is a beloved creature, and she doesn't deserve death threats meant for me. Just let a man run his cat's Instagram in peace. But yeah, no. Ben's heard about this. Ben's sitting beside me. I'm not referring to a fictional person named Ben, although that would be a pretty expected development in my life. But as soon as I started getting more candid on with the audience, making myself appear more vulnerable, people really do start speaking in an out of pocket manner to you. Like you're a moron, like they're on your level or something. When I put out a post about kind of seeking out a new job, there were individuals. I mean, on one hand, everyone comes with a joke when you're asking about employment and does anyone know anything. 9 out of 10 people are like, "Have you tried gay porn? Have you tried sucking off men?" And I'm like, that's hilarious. And then other people are like, "If you had skills, you wouldn't be asking." And I'm like, you couldn't begin to understand the life of an artist. Do you know what's around the corner for me? Do you know what I should be doing? You tell me every day. And you got the nerve to speak to me like that? I'm going to have to do a whole hour scolding the people who enjoy my comedy. It's past due. Oh. And we won't get into the promised opportunities. All of these exciting, dreamlike opportunities that were promised to me by people who then ghost. It's disheartening and insane, frankly. Someone's like, "We want you for a role in this." And I'm like, "Very grateful for the opportunity. Thank you. Let's talk." Where'd they go? "I want you to write for this." I'm like, "Well, I would be so happy to do so. Let's talk details." Gone. Gone. But you know what I'm doing right now and what you should be too? Manifesting, making a fruit tart, making a nice big old fruit tart for yourself. The other day at work, it was my birthday 2 days ago. I'm already treated like absolute garbage in that environment, and I work incredibly hard. And I get in for the day. I have to take some absurd 7th grade level safety training course in the office where they're like, "Please don't stab other people, and here's how diversity, equity, and inclusion factors in." And you're like, how does it factor into fucking not cutting your hand off? But I'm there in the office. One of my coworkers' birthdays was a day prior to mine. What do I hear directly outside the office? The entire staff presenting him a birthday cake and singing to him. And I tried to keep my disgust under wraps, but that was beyond the last straw for me. So after everything I've dealt with there, giving them my time and energy, my patellas are hurting daily. I'm truly drained, and my spirit is worn from this place. I couldn't handle such a thing. Them almost deliberately presenting a birthday cake and singing to one of my coworkers, but not me, when we share similar birthdays. So I did moderately go off on them, on one person. I'm like, "You know what? It hurts. It hurts. My birthday was a day after his. You also didn't even save me a single slice of cake, you fucking pieces of shit." And they must have felt bad because then later in the evening they presented me with a delicious big fruit tart and sang happy birthday to me. And then I felt guilty for even saying anything. But at some point you got to step up and start speaking on your behalf. And I had to reach that chapter because I've been like I've taken too many meat cleavers to the dick over these years. And people have been speaking to me so negatively. And my family's terrible. I hope they see this. They're terrible. I'm joking. I think I'm joking. They're not the greatest. They're not the kindest. My dad's a wonderful guy. We'll have him on the pod one day. Brilliant, kind man. A funny guy. But he's somewhere getting ass right now in the state of Pennsylvania. He's down by a river quarry getting gummed. And I'm sitting here on a couch being Gursk, but what else do I know? You know, no pre-planned subjects of discussion, no even intention to do this tonight, but I don't even know how long this has been. I hope this is still recorded. Fuck yeah, it is. If there were any technical difficulties, I'd cut. I would cut in my room this evening. I shouldn't be so dark, but I just this world wears on you. It used to be jokes about like lotioning my thighs, paying Korean female bodybuilders to beat me with small rakes from Dollar Tree. Now I jump to like asphyxiating myself, cutting myself, tying cinder blocks to my waist and roaming into murky waters. But I guess that's the point a 32-year-old man gets to. I'm 32 years old. You wouldn't even believe it. If you look at my bare thighs, you'd be like 27 at most, an athletic 27. Ben, I wanted to get into Hotel Heezy with the audience, but that might be for another This is kind of like a trial pilot, a little bit of me. There hasn't even been a break. There hasn't been a moment of thought. I am going to sip a little coffee and put a new Zin pouch in. And, I know, excuse me, I know guys think Zin is inherently cool to do. I do Zin because I'm a nicotine addict and it helped me get off cigarettes several years ago. I started with dip in my teens and it made very little sense. But my mother was a chain smoker, so I couldn't stand cigs, and I used to bitch at her like, Mom, stop smoking in the car. And these were the days when you could smoke in a restaurant. And they'd be like smoking or non. And immediately my sisters and I would be like, non. And then my mom's like, no, I want to fucking smoke menthols and Perkins. So we'd let her. And I couldn't stand it. So I refused to smoke cigarettes, but I was destined to get addicted to something. So in rural mountainous PA, some guys would dip. They introduced me to it. I threw lips for about 7 years. Then I couldn't take it anymore. My gums were destroyed. I switched to cigarettes. Then I went to vaping. Then I went back to cigs. And then in 2020, I turned to Zin. And I stopped smoking cigs by the grace of God. But literally, how many years? 7 years or so after quitting dip, I had to get reconstructive gum surgery because of the damage it permanently did to me. So if you are dipping, you gotta cut that shit out. I know it's sick and I know women love it, but you gotta ignore those facts. I know women find nothing more attractive than a man with a big gapper in spitting into a fucking bottle in his cup holder. But you got to move away from that habit because you're really damaging the hell out of your gums and your mouth. There's a lot of bacteria in that bitch. And you know what's seeping into the holes in your gums? Feces, other fluids. But I used to joke with people when they'd be like, Gursky, do you want to come roller skating tonight? I'd be like, I'd rather have gum surgery. And then little did I know, a decade down the line, I would literally have to get gum surgery. So even in our jokes, we kind of speak things into existence and create our own realities. So I'm looking forward to having bountiful creative projects ahead and making millions of dollars and a fruitful, happy marriage and consistent anal bleachings and maybe even like I'm thinking about Botox. I never thought I'd say it. I'm a very natural guy, but this stress crease in my forehead, I can't even actually see it right now. Ben, do I need Botox or do I look good? Okay, I'm up. No. I was hoping for him to not say that, but Ben confirmed I might need Botox. So, if any of you are in dermatology or you're plastic surgeons and you want to cut Gersk a deal, I know it's an ongoing thing, and that's what scares me because I don't have money. I can't even afford a haircut right now. All of my money goes to Zin and food and rent. I can't even afford extracurricular activities. Really nothing nice. But I'm going to need the amount of money that at least pays for like if I want a good massage because my bones are literally soot at this point. I've spent 11 years of my life without a vehicle. I don't have a car. I've lived in cities where one cannot get by for a prolonged period without a car, but I've been walking everywhere I go, meeting salt of the earth characters on my travels on public transit, but I'm worn down. So I got to start paying for massages, and I got to get Botox, and I got to get my anus bleached, and I do have a couple henna tats in mind. So while I'm not materialistic, I do have procedures I need to front. So again, I say there will be a Patreon set up if you could be so kind as to just front a few bills a month. I used to have to suck dick for bus tokens. Just consider this. Consider everything I'm saying. It has not been easy. I don't have a mother. My father barely talks to me. My sisters are not nice to me. Wait, I didn't even put that Zin in, but I got some conversation out of it. I love holding this mic. My hand is sweating. I feel like I'm on stage right now. Should I do some bits? Okay, this is. Oh shit, it's low bat. All right, we'll get a quick bit in. This is a real quick character that I made up probably 10 years ago now, but I think it still hits. This is a guy who doesn't understand the concept of ordering on Amazon, so he's sarcastic about it.
Yeah, what do they mail it to you?
Thank you. There will be so many more bits of that nature. Do I have time for a quick joke before this dies? Let me see. You know what? No, this is risky. This battery life's terrible. That's what you get for using a camera from 2008. I'm not the swiftest. But again, we're making do, and this was a blessing to be here today. This was an absolute fucking blessing. I hope the audio's okay. It looks good. The video looks kind of cool. The most important thing is you're seeing me here. Nothing fancy, no set. Again, I reiterate, that's for people who are talking a whole lot of nothing. I don't want you to question anything you're currently watching, but this is the way forward for all of us. Folks, thank you for this trial run of this unnamed pod. I really enjoyed doing it. I like the sound of my own voice, and I don't project it enough. I'm too busy being screamed at by Guatemalans all day. But here I am, the freedom to talk to you, to say things that might bite me in the ass. Mostly I'm just talking real. And if my family sees this, I would like some kind of support system. I'm not asking for money of any kind. I know you think that's the case. But I'm literally just looking for encouragement. And like even the guys as though you genuinely care. You cock teases. Guys, don't take that seriously. I'm an entertainer. Thank you, everybody. We're going to cut this off for now. I got to edit. I do have to exfoliate tonight. And what else do I have to do? Oh, we got archery practice later. Yeah, I'm getting pretty good with the crossbow. Oh, wow. Guys, take care. All right. Thank you, Ben.